So, the question we have here on calculating interest, the first question says, find the total to be paid back on these loans. So, the first loan, the total to be paid back, if you have a principal like the amount you borrowed plus the interest, that is going to be the total amount at the end of the day. So for the first part, it says 500 naira for 2 weeks at 100 naira interest per week. Per week. So since this is just 2 weeks, you just analyze it and say the interest for 1 week is 100 naira. Week one interest equal to 100 naira. Then week two interest is another 100 naira. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So the total interest, your video is not showing there. So the total interest is going to be for the 2 weeks, it's going to be 200 naira. Then the amount borrowed is the amount is 500 naira. 500 naira was borrowed. So total to be paid, okay, will be this plus this, which is the amount you borrow plus the interest for the 2 weeks. And that's going to be 700 naira. Is that clear?
How did you get 200?
Oh, you were not listening. The week one interest is 100 naira because it says 100 naira per week. Okay. Then week two interest is also 100 naira. Yes or no? Right?
And
Are you getting that? 100 naira per week. Yes or no?
yes, sir.
So for the week one, 100 naira. Week two, 100 naira. So the total interest is going to be what?
100 naira. 200
200
naira.
naira. Then the total amount to be paid back will be the money borrowed, which is the principal, plus the interest, right?
Yes, sir.
And that is going to be the 700 naira. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, for the second part of that question, question B, it says 2,000 naira for 3 weeks at 1 naira on each 10 naira interest per week. Okay, we need to know the amount of the interest for 1 week. So, week one, or let me firstly put it down and say 2,000 naira for 3 weeks at 1 naira interest on every 10 naira. Okay,
Okay.
on every what? 1 naira interest on every 10 naira, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. That's according to the question. So if you want to solve this, we'll look at how many 10 nairas are in 2,000 naira. Because for a 10 naira, you know, let's firstly answer that question. How many 10 nairas in 2,000 naira? How many? That will be 200 of 10 nairas, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So this will be 2000 naira divided by, this will be 2000 naira divided by 10 naira. So 10 we cancel 10, then we have 200 folds of 10 naira, okay?
Okay, sir.
So having said this, let me just move this up a bit so that we can have space at the bottom there. So having said this, we have 200. So if a 10 naira, if a 10 naira has an interest of 1 naira, then 200 of 10 naira, okay,
Okay, sir.
will have an interest of 1 naira times 200, which is going to be 200 naira interest for 1 week, okay?
Okay, sir.
Then for 3 weeks, week 1, week 2, week 3. So for 3 weeks, the interest will be 200 week 1 plus 200 for week 2, okay? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So the interest will be 200 for week 1 plus 200 naira for week 2 plus another 200 naira for week 3, okay? And so the total interest is going to be 600 naira interest for how many weeks?
Mm,
For 3 weeks. So amount to be paid will be what?
600,
Will be what? The interest plus the amount borrowed. How much was borrowed? 2000 naira, right? And how much is the interest? 600 naira. So the total is going to be what? 2600 naira. Is that clear?
yes, sir.
Now, the third one, which is the option C, use another color to differentiate that. So for option C, it says 10,000 naira for 1 year at 9% simple interest per annum. That is per year. So this one, you just simply use the simple interest formula, which is PRT over 100 equals to the interest. So it is the interest first we're looking for. Here, principal P is 10,000 naira, according to that third question. Time T is 1 year, and rate R is 9%. So we're going to have the interest now equal to 10,000 times 9%, which is 9, then times 1, which is the year, all over 100. So two zeros are going to cancel two zeros here. Then we have 100 times 9 times 1, which is 900 naira. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so, but that's not the answer. The answer, the amount to be paid back, will be the principal plus the interest, which is um, the 10,000 plus the 900. And that's going to be what? 10,900 naira. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so that settles this question. I'm going to send you all of these pages for you to write it down. But let's quickly look at another concept like the one you mentioned before. which is what's the topic again? Direct and indirect proportion. Okay.
Is it the last week one?
Yeah, yeah, direct. We wanted to look at it, but there wasn't time. So direct and inverse. Okay,
Yes, sir.
inverse proportion. So for direct and inverse proportion, um, I'm going to re-explain what I explained to you last week. I said
Alright.
when you are dealing with direct, there are two quantities we're considering. A goes up and B goes up. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So if A goes up and B goes up, it is direct. It is direct variation. It's direct proportion. And if A goes down, while B also goes down, okay, it's also a direct proportion. For example, are you looking at this?
Yes, sir.
For example, if 30 students can uh, spend, you know, a certain amount of money, 30 students can spend 5,000 naira in one day, okay?
Okay, sir.
In one day. What are the two quantity here? The number of students and the money spent, right? So if they're going to spend money at the same rate, what will happen if I increase? If the number of students goes up to 90 students, will the money reduce if they spend at the same rate?
Okay.
Unmute yourself and answer the question.
Yeah. I know.
This is
I said
20.
the two things we are considering are the number of students and the money
This
spent,
one.
okay? 30
This how
students
much?
spent 5,000.
That's
Is that clear?
Yes,
how
sir.
come
If the number
I'm
of
I
students
don't
should go up to 90 students, what will happen to the money? Will it go up or down if they spend at the same rate?
Stop.
Up, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So if the students goes up, the money goes up. That is direct, okay?
Okay, sir.
That is direct. Now let us look at another one. That's fair, the first one. The second one, let's say, um,
Okay, don't go by this one again.
let's say
Ross.
four students, um, four students will need, exercise books. Okay,
Okay, sir.
four students will need maybe one dozen. That'd be 48 notebooks. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
If I reduce the number of students to two, what will happen to the number of notebooks? Will it go up or down? Four students will
It
need
will go
48
down.
notebooks. It will go down. Very good. So it's also direct. One quantity goes down, the other must go down. Okay?
Yes, sir.
It's also what? Direct. But what is going to happen? Let us consider the inverse. Okay? So for
Okay,
direct
sir.
proportion, we said as one quantity increases, the other must increase, and as one quantity decreases, the other must also decrease. Is that clear to you now?
Yes, sir.
Good. Let us now check the inverse. For inverse, Look at this. If A goes up and B comes down, okay?
Okay, sir.
Hold it. If A goes up and B comes down, you know, comes down, it is inverse. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
It is what? It is
Inverse.
what? Inverse. Or
Yes.
if A goes down and B goes up. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Goes up. Let me write that again. So
Yes,
it is
sir.
also inverse. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Let's take, for example, 50 workers
Okay.
will build a house, okay?
Okay, sir.
Will build a house in 2 weeks. Now, what are the things I'm considering there? Number of workers and the time it takes, okay?
Okay, sir.
If I increase the number of workers to, let's say, 500 workers, what will happen to the time? Will it increase or reduce?
Increase.
Wait, 50 workers can help you build your house and they will build it in 2 weeks, okay?
Okay.
If you now want to employ more workers to build the house, you employ 500. Will they still use 2 weeks or more than 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks?
Less than 2 weeks.
It will reduce, yes or no?
Okay, yes,
So
sir.
first quantity goes up, the second quantity goes down, right?
Yes, sir.
So is that direct or inverse?
It is
Inverse, right?
inverse. Yes, sir.
So for that kind of whatever, as one quantity goes up, one comes down, it is inverse. One quantity comes down, one goes up, it is inverse. But if they both go up, it's direct. And if they both come down, it's direct. Let's look at this quickly. Jeremy uses this amount of flour to make 8 muffins, okay? What are we considering? Amount of flour and what? Number of muffins. So if you need to make more muffins, will you need more flours? Yes or no? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So if it needs to make more muffins, it will need more flours, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that means this is a direct, right?
Yes, sir.
So for direct, there is a relationship to use. If it's direct, you just say uh, the grams of flours is directly proportional to the number of muffins, okay?
Okay,
So you
sir.
can say G equals to constant N. You find your constant by dividing both sides by N, okay?
Okay, sir.
So constant is what? G over N. What is the gram? 400, right?
Yes,
What is the
sir.
number of muffins? 8. So what is 400 over 8? 8 in 40 is 5, yes or no? That's 50. Our
Yes.
constant is 50, okay? Then you
Okay,
go back
sir.
to G equal to Kn. You put K in. That means the amount of flour equals to 50 times the number of muffins. Now, how many muffins is it going to make now?
Okay.
Then let us find the amount of flowers, okay? That would be 50
Okay.
times 30 uh, muffins. So that would be what? 5 times 3 is what? 15. Then you put the two zeros. So it's going to need 1,500 grams, okay? And it
Okay.
makes sense. 400 makes 8. Then it needs to make 30. The flour must increase, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
The flour has increased. I'm going to send this one to you, you study it. But let's look at inverse. 6 builders can build 10 houses in 30 months. How long will it take 18 builders? What happened to them? How many builders started? 6. Yes or no? We
Yes,
have
sir.
increased we have increased the number of builders to what?
18.
So should it take them 13 months? I mean 30 months or more than 30 months or less than 30 months?
Less than 30 months.
Very good. So the builders is inversely proportional to the time taken. Okay. So here we will say
Okay.
builder equals to constant over time. So our constant here, we're going to cross multiply in order to get constant. 1 times k is k and b times t is bt. Is that clear?
Okay, sir.
Good. What is the first value of a builder? 6, right?
Yes, sir.
How many months did it take them? 30.
18.
So 6 times 3 is 18. So our constant is 180. Then we can go back to b equal to k over t. That is 180 over t. The builders are now 18, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we'll now substitute 18 builders equals to 180 over time taken. So the time taken will now be 180 over 18, okay?
Okay, sir.
So 18 year 1, 18 year 1. So how many months will it take them?
10 months.
10 months, simply because we have increased the number of builders. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So we're still going to look into more examples later, but this is where we'll be rounding up for today. Is that clear?
Okay,
So I'll
sir.
send all of these pages to you because I have to be on another class right away. So goodbye for now.
Bye.
See ya.